want to congratulate Lynchburg on a great year. I know there's not anything you can say right now that make you all feel any better, but great job. We have Charmaine Harrison here, Cheney Forbush, two very good players, and Coach Abby Smith. So I'll open it up for questions.
Coach, obviously you go into halftime, it's a close game, third quarter kind of got away from you. What were they able to do in that third quarter, kind of pull away?
You know, I think it was a game of runs a little bit in that third quarter. We weren't able to match offensively with putting the ball in the bucket. And we're both two great defensive teams. You guys saw that with the first half and the halftime score. And so I think they went on a run and a push, and we just couldn't attack back like we normally do. And I think that was the difference in that push.
What opened up in the fourth quarter? Obviously, Charmaine had a great fourth there. What kind of opened up offensively for you guys to get back in a position to get within a couple of possessions?
You know, I think we started to feel the pressure of the fourth, you know, and things ticking down and going that way. And Charmaine stepped up, she got hot, and so we went to her to kind of put the ball in the basket, and that's one of her strengths for sure. And so I think, you know, we're very proud of her for stepping up in those moments and knocking those down.
Charmaine, for you, at what point did you kind of feel like you were starting to get hot there in the fourth?
I wouldn't say I really felt like I was getting hot. I just felt, like Coach said, felt the pressure, and I knew that time was winding down, and I had to leave it all on the floor. At that point, it was do or die. So that's what I've been taught to do as long as I've been here, and that's what I did.
Coach talked about how great of a defensive performance the first half was. I mean, I agree. How much of that, and I guess this is for the two players, how much of that was great defense, the poor shooting, how much of that was their defense, and what were they doing to you?
I mean, I know on the post they were double, triple teaming, and I think that kind of threw us for a loop, even though we've had that all year long. I think just their length and stuff made it a little bit difficult getting out.
That was you've been doubled all year, Cheney. What was the difference today? Why was it so effective?
I don't know, they just had a lot of people coming in, and it was hard to get the ball back out.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we haven't seen the pressure. I think we were trying to fill it out, and we didn't, just capitalize on it when we should have. And we should have just went with it instead of trying to fill it out, because we're good at that. We're good with handling pressure. We've done it all year, and we should have just went ahead, but. Yeah.
You know, a lot of credit to Birmingham Southern. 14 hit some big threes down that stretch there. I think that really stretched the floor for us a little bit. And we just weren't able to knock down some outside shots as quick as they were. And so I think, you know, to be able to stretch the floor in and out, they were able to pack it in a little bit more because we were able to hit them early enough. And so I think that made a little bit of a difference in us trying to have a sense of urgency inside, which is our strength for the most part, but we weren't able to stretch the floor and use our inside out and hit those down. So to kind of echo their thoughts, I think that was kind of a combination of all of that.
Usually you guys are the ones slowing the tempo, controlling that. It seemed like they wanted to slow down even more than you did.
Mm-hmm.
How frustrating was that?
Well, we knew that was going to be what we were walking into. I mean, both teams were holding people to 55 points a game. They were 54, 53, and you know, we knew it was going to be a defensive battle, trying to run up and down the floor, and we just weren't able to find our rhythm and transition along those lines, and then to really execute in the half court. And so I think that was a big difference in just being able to execute, set those screens, being a little bit more attention to detail to knock down the shots.
They didn't enter as a three-point shooting team. Was that a surprise? I mean, or just something you had to adjust to as the game went along? They didn't. When you looked at them initially, they didn't look like they would be a team that would try to get an advantage there. I mean, they would try to go to
Right.
the big kid. But was that
Right. We had some defensive schemes along the lines of taking a step off on a few, but 3 and 11 we knew had range. We knew 14 had range as well, and you know, we wanted them just see if they could knock down those shots. And so I think though it's the NCAA, and people are going to hit big shots when it matters. And they're a great team. We're a great team, and they were able to knock those down. So it's not surprising by any means to see anything at this point.
Cheney, we talked a lot about a lot of the best players in the ODAC were posts, and you were matching up with them all year. How did the Bryant girls stack up?
I mean, I would compare to similar good players in the ODAC. You know, she was strong and able to finish shots, so I think she was nothing different than anybody else in the ODAC, like Denise Weatherly and Katie Anderson.
Okay, I'm curious. I want to
She's
talk
a
about
little
the season.
bigger, but-
Yeah. Sorry, if you have more.
That's it, she was just bigger than them, but still kind of similar.
I want to talk about the season. This is the most successful season in program history. I know it's probably hard to look at that right now, but I mean, Abby, what are you thinking the big picture at this point?
You know, I think obviously, like you said, it's a historic season and what we want to do. When we came in here, we weren't done yet, you know, and that's not how our program works by any means. We have high expectations, and we wanted to make a run in this tournament as well and represent Lynchburg and the ODAC. And so we're obviously disappointed by that. We know we've paved ways and things along those lines to make a difference in our program, but we're very hungry still, and we're competitors. And so, you know, nothing but everything to those seniors that have paved the way for 4 years that came in hands down. And obviously it was a very emotional end of the game chat by any means, but we're very much by our word, and we made that promise that we would push forward.
But for you,
I don't know what to say.
It's been a great 4 years. That's probably what she wants to say
Yeah.
along those lines, and it's hard to get it out at this point.
One of our goals was to get an ODAC championship, so to have that accomplished is leaving, I can say that we put numbers on the banner, and I know my teammates will continue that tradition and continue what we started.
Sharp, you're back next year.
Yeah, I mean, we completely respect them enough and care about them enough to do the same thing. I mean, it's kind of special, I guess, because last year it was we lose in the championship game in ODAX, and this year we lose first round. Next year we're pushing to go past that. And yeah, we have a whole season to go through, but I mean, we'll work hard. People probably didn't expect us to be here. I mean, yeah, it was a lot of hype at the beginning of the season, but I think they've pushed us and coaches pushed us enough to know what to do and how to do it. Completely, how to put a championship in Lynchburg and how to put a number on the banner completely. So we'll just carry that forward and push as we go.